So I'm programming now I'm writing a program to do a calculator, and here's how the program is going to work. When the program launches, it's going to present you with four operators: addition, subtraction, multiplication, and what? Division. It will tell you to select the operator that you want to use. If you select multiplication, is the next step that is going to ask you is that input the two numbers that you want to multiply. You actually see right now, when you input the two numbers that you want to multiply, now it's going to multiply it, and that's how it's going to go for all the other operators. So I'm going to cancel this, my hello world. The most important thing is to understand the concept. So I'm going to begin here. I will say printf. See, I can say my special calculator. You see right, this one we just display it \n. \n means that you want the output to be on a new line. You see right, so if I just compile it now and then run it now, you see right, it says my special calculator. You see right, so what is in the printf bracket is displayed exactly the way it is. So now the next thing that I would like to do here is that after I have set my special calculator, I would like to present the operators. I will now say printf. I will say printf. Printf. Select your operator. I will say select your operator, right? And now the operators, now I want the operators to be in a bracket. So the first operator will be addition, comma, subtraction, comma, multiplication, comma, and then division. So these are the operators that will be selected. See, now if I compile it and run it, you see right, my special calculator, select your operator. You actually see right, perfect. So I want you to see every stage of the output, and then I want everything to be on the user. So I'll say \n. \n means new line. Now I need a variable that will be able to store my operator. You actually see right, I'll need a variable that will need to store my operator. So I'm now going to say scanf. Now, what is the data type of an operator? What is the data type? Is an operator integer, string, character, boolean? Which kind of data type is an operator? It's a character. So I'm going to come up here now, and I'm going to define my variables that I'm going to use. I'll define my variables. So I'm going to say char. You see right, notice that it changes to blue because it's a keyword, char, and I'm going to say operator. Operator is a special word. See, if I write operator, it has changed to blue, right? It means that operator is a keyword in C. I cannot use operator as the word operator as a variable, right? So I can just write there sign. You see right, so I'm going to write right there sign. The name of the variable is sign. So I'm going to say inside my scanf here, I'll say %C, and then comma, this ampersand is address now, and then I'll put sign. Let me explain how this one works. When they say select your operator, if I select addition, right, addition will be kept inside this location. You see right, and the location is called what? Sign. The name of the variable is called sign. You see right, so that plus will be kept inside this variable called sign. You see, this ampersand in front of the sign here, it means that location is an address. You actually see right. Now when you're seeing %C is the placeholder for character. When you're using integer, it will be %D. When you're using double, it will be %LF. You see right, perfect. Now so the next thing is that I will now need to enter my two numbers, right? Okay, let me first of all run it. Let me build and run. Okay, see. Notice that my special calculate later. What's the next thing? Select your operator. If I select plus, I've written plus, right? If I enter, the program ends. You see, right? Because that's so far what we have written. So that plus has been kept inside this variable called what? Sign. You see, right? But now I'll need now to start using it. How? Well, I need now to get my two numbers from the user, right? So I'll now say printf. I'll say printf enter two numbers, one after the other. Enter two numbers, one after the other. And I want you to be on a new line. You see, enter two numbers, one after the other. It is obvious that if I get the first number, I need to store that number inside a variable, right? And if I get the second number, I need to store the second number inside another variable. So before I now use it now, after I have defined my first variable there called sign, those two numbers can be float. You see, right? It can be a decimal. So I'm going to put double. Double means that if you have a decimal point, it can be a decimal point. You see, right? Yes. So I can say first and then second. So I've declared two variables there, first and second. The idea is that when you enter the first number, it's going to keep it inside this variable called what? First. And when you enter the second number, it's going to keep it inside the variable called what? Second. So I'm going to say scanf. Scanf now means that I want to read the number inside a particular variable. So there will be two numbers. So I'll put this placeholder percentage LF. Percentage LF now is the placeholder for double. When you're using double, the placeholder is percentage LF. When you're using character, the placeholder is percentage what? C. When you're using integer, int, the placeholder is percentage D. Perfect. That's how it works. So, and I'm how many numbers am I receiving? 2. So it will be percent. I'll put another percentage LF. You can see, right? Percentage LF, comma. Now I need to now put the address of first, comma, address of second. Then I close. This is not the, it's supposed to be ampersand. You can see, right? Now I can now run it and then you see how the output works. You see? Okay, now so far I'll select my operator. Let me select the plus sign. When I press enter, it says enter two numbers. If I enter 5, I'll press enter and I'm to enter the next one, maybe 3, and I've entered 3, right? If I press enter now, the program ends, because that's so far. So far we have read the operator, we have kept it inside the variable called sign, we have read the two numbers, kept them inside the variables called first and second respectively. So I'm now going to close it now. What is the next thing that I have to do? I have to now make the sign to work with those numbers. I've selected an operator of maybe plus. I want that when I enter the two numbers down now, it will say the first number plus the second number. Here is how it is done. I'm going to use now switch. I'm going to use this keyword called switch. What am I going to switch? I want to switch the sign. I want to switch what? The sign. Now I'll open my curly brace and I'll open my curly brace as such. Now I want to switch the sign. I want to be switching sign. So when you want to switch now, I'll put the case, the first case. So I'll say case. You see, right? And I'll open this kind of how they call it, exclamation mark. You see, right? What is the first case? Let the first case be what? Plus. You see, right? Plus. So I'll say case plus. After I put my place clause now, plus, I'm going to now put this colon. I'm going to put this colon. When I put this colon now, I will now need to now put what will happen if the person selects plus. If the person selects plus now, I will say printf. Printf, I will say percentage LF plus percentage LF equals to percentage LF. What does this mean? This LF is this LF here. You guys see, right? So this LF now will represent the variable and the placeholder for the first number that has been kept. So if the first number that kept was 5, it will keep 5 inside here. It will display 5. So this placeholder here now is to display the content of the first variable. Now plus percentage LF. This placeholder now will display me the content of the second variable. And then now equals to percentage LF. I'm going to now use this placeholder to display the added value when I add the first number and the second number here. And then now at the end now I'm just going to put it. So for this first LF, I need to display the first number, right? For the second LF, what I display, comma, I'll put the second. You see, right? And then now the third now, I want it to be first plus second. You see, right? First plus second. So it's going to add now the first number and the second number, and now it's going to display it now in this place of this placeholder. So see how it works. This first LF will display whatever content I kept inside the first variable. The second LF will display whatever content I kept inside the second variable. And then the result now is the third LF. Whatever the addition has produced is going to display it in this last placeholder. And now, if that is all now, I'll now do what is called break. Break means that I've ended that case, that first case. Break means I've ended that first case. Okay, now let us run it and see how it works. Look up. I'll build and run. We have dealt only with addition, right? So I'll say plus and enter your operator. I'll say plus and I'll press enter. Enter two numbers one after the other. I'll enter 4 and I'll press enter and I'll enter 5. See how it works. 4.000. Why? Because now it is a double. It's a float, right? Integer will put LF. So now it has put many. It has put in the form of a decimal. So it is 4 plus 5 is equals to what? Is it correct? Perfect. But now how do I make now it so that it should be only in 2 decimal places? I'm going to come here, and I can come here and I'll say, let it be in 0.2. I think that is how it works. Point where I was telling you how you're going to put now your output in 2 decimal places. So I'm just going to put 0.2 LF, and then after this percentage now I also come here and put 0.2 LF, so that everything should be in 2 decimal places, right? 0.2 LF. You guys see, right? That is how it works. And let us now run it, build and run, and then enter the operator. I'll enter plus, it goes. If I enter 4 and I enter 5, you see 4 plus 5 is what? 9. You see, right? I hope that is clear. Okay, now so I'm going to put now, I want my output to be on a new line, so I'm going to put, what I'm going to do now, I'll just copy this first case. I'm copying this first case. I'm copying this, Control C. I'll press Control C. I'm copying the first case, and then after the break I'll paste it, Control V. So let me format it to be. So this was case plus, right? Let us now put, which case now should this be? Case minus. You see, right? So instead of plus here, I'll put what? Perfect. That's wonderful. And then here, what am I going to put? Minus. I already copied it, so I'm going to paste it again. So let me align my work. And then now this is case now multiplication. And then I'm going to come here and I put multiplication. And I come here, I put what? Multiplication. You see, right? Case this. And then now press this for the last case. Division now is in a kind of way. 10 divided by 0. If you put on your calculator, I believe it's going to show you math error. Who's having a calculator here? I believe division by 0 is a math error. See, right? Okay, now see. So we are going to consider that case. Look up. After we have put here division, don't be distracted, please look up. After you have put your division here, right? Now we now need to now specify it to the computer that this statement will only work if the second number is not equal to what? 0. Perfect. I love it. So that's it. So I'm going to say if second is not equals to, you see how they put not equals to, right? Exclamation mark, not equals to what? 0. You do this. You see, right? If second is not number is not equal to 0, this is when you're going to now do this thing. You see, right? And then now else. You see, right? I'm going to say print f, and I'm going to say math. I'm going to say math error. You see, right? I'm going to say math error, and then that is it. Math error, and that is it. You see, right? Okay, so let me build and run. You need to practice programming so well so that syntax error should not be. Have you noticed me doing any syntax error in this play? It's practice. It's not because I'm most. No, I've been practicing this thing for many years. So it's for you to practice. When you're practicing and you do an error or you don't even know where to put a sign, don't worry. Be patient. Look at your keyboard. You try to look for the sign. Master where the sign is, so that when you're typing, it's going to be so easy. Now, notice that we have done everything, so we can select any operator that we like now. Right? Select your operator. Let us select times multiplication. Now, enter the two numbers that you want to multiply. Let us say 5 and let us say 6. 5 times 6. Okay, it's 30 here. So 5 times 6 is equals to what? 30. And it ends the program. Now, there are some Thomas people. There are some Thomas people that when they'll see a calculator, they'll see addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. They want to put question mark. You see, but if you put question mark now there, it's going to now give a bug. It's going to. We did not consider that case. You see, right? Let us attempt to do it and then see how it works. Select your operator. Let me say, I'm selecting equals to. We have not defined that one, right? Equals to. Enter 4 and then you see the program has ended without giving you any output. You see, right? Because so I want us now to put a default case. Let us now put what? A default case. So I will now come here and I'll say default. Default means that if the person puts what you have not specified, what should the computer do? Default. And then now the default case should be printf, and I'll display invalid operator. Invalid operator. Invalid operator. So let me cancel these spaces here. And then now I'm going to put break. I'm going to put break. So here is the program, and I'm going to build it. and run it. My special calculator. Select your operator. I'll select plus. Enter your two numbers. If I put 45 and I put 90, 45 plus 90 is equals to what? 135, right? And then it ends. Let us now select a default case. For example, if they say, let me select question mark. We have not defined question mark, right? And then see. Enter two numbers, 3 and 6. You see, what have they written there? Invalid operator. You see, right? Let us now do for the case where we have a math error. Let us do for a case where we have a math error. So if I say division, right? Now if I enter 2, 6 and then 0, you see, right? What I already said there, math error. That's how these things are done. I hope that it is clear. Listen to the project you part to do in groups. Listen. You people know the mobile money code, right? *123. You see, right? No. I even know that. *126. I want you to do it in a way that when you enter start, when the program runs right, it's going to tell you to listen. It will tell you to enter your mobile money USSR. You see, right? When you enter it now, you enter *126. If you enter *126 now, it will display you with a menu that is made up of numbers. So you have many cases. Case 1, case 2, right up. I believe mobile money ends around 8. You see, right? If you want to check your account balance, you're going to select 7. You see, right? When you select 7 now, so use your mobile money app phone to actually see how it works, right? Understand the menu and then use the case to be able to display information right up to the end. Is it clear? And then notice that there's also there's a back button. The way to tell you that if you want to go back to the menu 00 or 97 or this, right, you should do it. That is the project that